For the last 20 years, there have been a lot of people that have talked about a de-risking from China because China doesn't have rule of law, they're opaque, the state makes decisions that can be arbitrary and capricious, they don't respect intellectual property, all of those things. I have had so many phone calls with leaders of governments and with companies about de-risking from the United States. Countries and companies around the world are going to find ways to try to reduce costs and get risk out of their system by having less exposure long-term to the US market. That's the bad news. The good news is that the United States is in a position of great power. And there are lots of ways that you can't de-risk from the United States. Look at the big technology companies. The Europeans are not going to now say, how do we go crush Meta? Because they can't replace it with anything. There's no substitution effect. The Japanese can't say, oh, let's go do a deal with China and coordinate with the Chinese against the Americans, because the Japanese can't leave the American security umbrella. And of course, the size of the American market is important. It's not as big as the European collective common market, but it's still pretty damn big. And so ultimately, there are a lot of countries that are going to try to find ways to get along with this new environment, however arbitrarily and unilaterally driven by President Trump.